In this series on business, we have been discussing about forming a company and what are all the funding options. Today we are going to discuss about the legal aspects of a business. Okay, in this context, what we are going to discuss now is what is the thread that connects every functions of an organization. Whether you are in manufacturing, actually we started with manufacturing, whether you are in a manufacturing or IT related stuff or ITES, or it could be any of your business. Okay, why I say that, there is a reason why I say so. I'll come to that in a moment. So if you are doing any business whatsoever which involves any other party, which means that obviously when there is a business there will be another party to deal with, and so there is a legality in place. Just because that your company is a registered company with respect to your governments, so obviously there will be a legality, and today we are going to discuss about that legality in the first place. So you decide the value chain of your organization. The value chain comes here by virtue of what product or service delivery your company is offering. Suppose you are a product company. When I say product, that includes solution also. Then obviously you are going to solve some problem for your target customers, which obviously means that when something goes wrong in that claim, which means that you believe that for so and so problem you use my product, that will give you that will solve the problem and give you certain advantage, and how you can do your business at ease. That is the purpose of that, right? So in case if there is a failure, okay, what will happen is that the client would make a lawsuit against you, and you have to face all the damages, etc. Or if you are in a service business where you have made a claim, so the claim here is very, very important. The claim as if your product is going to solve the problem, or as if your service, whatever service offering is, that is going to solve the customer's problem or societal problem. Or even if it is a service delivery, for example, you may have to deliver certain foods in 10 minutes time, or in one day, or overnight, something like that. You would have made a claim, right, as part of your services, that part. So whatever is the claim, that claim, when it goes down, okay, if you are not able to fulfill that, you are not able to hold on to your claim for some foreseeable or unforeseeable reasons, then how you handle your company is the essence. And I have not seen company failing because of revenue going down or cost going up. All these things you can manage by virtue of adding more resources, or by virtue of getting more market share, or pricing it appropriately. You can definitely make a profit. Absolutely is not an issue as far as I see. But where every company would get into a problem is that on the legality. And if the legality comes from your contracts, so that contract has to be a reflective of the value you are trying to offer to your customers. So here, for example, the customer or the industry faces a particular problem, and you have got a solution in the name of a product or solution or solution delivery services. Then you make a claim that how you will solve that particular problem, and you position your product or solution or solution delivery services exactly to match that claim. And as long as things go well, there is no issue. But when there is a problem, you need to face the legal music. So these are all the circumstances which will make you fail in an organization, as a company rather. So you need to define how to define your legal contracts with all the parties whoever you are interacting. Here you means you not as a individual, you as your company. Even for that matter, directors of the company are not you. Okay, well they are liable for it, but the company is company. Okay, and directors are external to the company. You have to think, treat, and it works that way only. So you need to define the value addition of the company, and for that value addition there will be a corresponding liability for you. And in case if whatever is the claim, on that, if it fails, that is the liability clause you have to take. But barring that, in the value chain, from the market perspective or solution perspective, your product or services or service delivery solutions may be just the jigsaw puzzle which you are trying to fit in one of the squares or the shapes. So in that case, you need to be absolutely sure what is before and what is after, and not necessarily before and after, above, bottom, a 360-degree view you need to take appropriately, and then where you are fitting in. So you need to know what is your entry point and exit point, so that you can offer that value as per your claim which you made, which is intact. So that you are responsible for, accountable for, legally liable for in case if it fails. But otherwise, how you manage your complete legal framework is the essence. So the legality normally comes through contracts. So contract with the customers, contract with the vendors, contract directly with your contractors, or maybe if it is an employee, then you will have different forms of contracts, like non-disclosure agreements, non-competing agreements, etc., etc. And you have to also remember that these contracts are only for that particular value you are offering for that claim. So you need to understand now the underlying framework for governments. Like government will dictate certain things, and the customer might dictate certain things. And if it is a cross border, you have to handle these your company's liability or legality as per your company's or the location, as well as the customer's country and the country specific locations. So you have to handle two legal obligations. So once you decide that, you have to structure it in such a way that the contract flows through from start to end, and in the reverse way from the lowest level where somebody is going to produce that. Produce meaning, again here from the service or service delivery or the product or solution. From there, it has to again flow back to the customer. Here there are two things. If there is a customer already, you are going to sign up with contract for him, then predominantly the contract will be driven by the customer, and you have to apportionate the sections of the contract to your different departments or functions, and see that the value thread goes through, and you are able to deliver as a company back to the customer. On the other hand, if you are trying to do as a product or a solution natively, then you need to have a lot of legal contracts, like the privacy arrangements, or the terms of agreement, terms of use, and who owns the intellectual property. All that part of the story has to be clearly communicated in your contract when whoever is going to sign up. Because if it is a product or services, you may not know who the customer is going to be tomorrow. So you need to have the product in generically, so that when something goes wrong, you will be in a position to offer a replacement, or it could be completely you throw that out, or you may be in a position to repair it and give it back. Or sometimes what will happen is that you may have to remove that particular resource and put another resource. So it could be in any combinations it will be. See, very simple example. Now you buy a TV, and when you switch on the TV doesn't come up. So from there, you assume that way that your legality starts. You being a TV manufacturer, your legality starts from there. So you do not know who the customer is, but you have to give a warranty, you have to give a guarantee, and all that classes are part of the contracts. And here the challenge for the product owners or the service owners is that whatever is the contract, the thread, that their departments and functions and their processes and tools, or all their inputs, process and tools, including the procedures, they have to comply with that particular contractual class. So everything will translate to your processes and tools for that matter. So you need to be extremely careful. And sometimes what happens, for example, you may design a product or service independently, or not taking into consideration of what the legal class is. So the legal department will make a separate claim that we will do, our product is like this, no it is no it is available 365 days, 24/7, etc. But or no it is a shock proof, for that matter, if it is an electrical or electronic device. And but whereas your product might not have been designed for that. Okay, so or somebody may say that it is a waterproof or water resistant. Both are two different things. Water resistant is different, waterproof is different. The same way, somebody says that is a soundproof or sound or reduction in noise. So which are two different things. So when you make a claim, your product design, your processes, tools, and every stage of your manufacturing, or if it is a software development, if it is a development, then that needs to their functional design, technical design, and your operational data. All these things should comply to that legal. So if you look at if you are a device manufacturer, particularly on the healthcare side, then what will happen is that you need to give all your sources for compliance to FDA in the case of US, and there are corresponding organizations in India and elsewhere in the world also. So they will scrutinize and they will verify whether you are adequately taken care in the design or not. So the point here is that how your legality goes through. So which again, in one of our discussions we had about the traceability, the importance of the traceability comes at the point of legality. So if you are traceable enough, then you are adequately taken care in your legality. And only thing is, when it comes to contract, of course you need to be very careful that how you stage the contract in such a way that all your departments and functions, in their respective contribution, they add value to that. So obviously, once you are done with your contract, sometimes you may not have a choice to manage the contract. So you have to flag to your company board that these are all the risks you are undertaking, and in case if it is only a financial liability, yeah, obviously you can look at ways by which you can pay. But if there are other non-financial liabilities, then you need to be very very careful, or extremely careful in those circumstances. And if from a company's business perspective, if you want to look at, then you always need to have a dashboard corresponding to your legal compliance and as well as your contract compliance. Not only on the compliance per se, even if it is a contract, for example, it can be even on a financial performance also, like how you are able to manage your contracts, whether all your invoices, for example, your invoicing is part of the legal framework. You may think that the invoice is part of the sales framework. Yeah, it is sales framework, but obviously it has got a hook to legal framework also. So when you have to raise the invoice, when you have to collect the invoice, etc. And obviously at that time there is a difference in time, right? So at that time, whether there is any risk involved because of the contractual issues. If the So there will be a compliance officer in the company you should have, and who will always verify that whatever if you are bound by a contract, then whether before the contract closure, you need to collect all your money, etc., pending. Or the same way, when there is a contract cancellation, or now contract extension, or contract getting upgraded or refined, then how these things work, that you need to pay very detailed attention, and see to that you don't get into any legalities. Again, I just repeat, companies don't fail because of revenues and costs. It is most often than not that it fails because of improper legal framework or improper contract agreements. So be cautious about how you structure, get the proper attorneys or lawyers or advocates, and design and map to your product and functionality, discuss with your team, then only you confirm and go to market. So with that insight on legality, hope you are able to structure your mind to how to go about or in setting up the company from the angle of business to the next level. In the coming days, we'll discuss about the business plans and so on and so forth. This is Gokul. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Cheers. Bye.